Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Great Southern Bank Arena here for the Gold Division Championship here in the 2025 Blue and Gold. The Nixa Eagles take on the Hartville Eagles. We apologize for the little delay there. Previous game before came down to the wire, so we're running under a little time crunch, but we got you going here with coverage in just a moment. Got starting lineups coming up here, and we will be just underway. Stay tuned. Tip-off coming up in just a moment.
Also a guard, a 6'1" senior, number 35, and at 4, the 6'3" senior, number 20, Gus City. The assistant coaches are Tony Simpson and Briggs Heath. And the head coach for Hartville is Brett Green. And the starting 5 for the Nixa Eagles. Starting at guard, a 6'1" senior, number 2, Randy Flint. Guard at 5'9" sophomore, number 4, Braylon Smith. Starting guard is 6'4" senior, number 12, Colt McCoy. At 4, the 6'3" senior, he wears number 13, Ty Ellis. And at 4, the 6'4", McKnight, Scott Miller, Dave Ferguson, and Lincoln Boyce. And the head coach of the Eagles is Brock Lanson.
2025 Blue and Gold Division Championship tip-off is just paying attention or listening to those starting lineups there for this game and for a couple weeks in the foreseeable future with a broken wrist he suffered yesterday versus Branson. So that is a big loss for Nixa. Braylon Smith will be starting in his spot. Colt McCoy tipping for Nixa, and he will win. Controlled by McKnight and swung back over to Flint. And here we go, Gold Division in the 2025 Blue and Gold Championship.
Braylon Smith coming off getting the first start, going to have to make an opportunity of his minutes. You know, he's been a great piece defensively coming off that bench. You know, that 6th man.
Pull up 3, Flint, just short, rebounded by McCoy. Puts it back up, can't fall. Fought 4 under the basket. Now it's Smith on the ground, wrestling with Hartville. But it will be controlled by Hartville in the end. Here it's the Hartville Eagles, definitely an underrated team. They were the 2 seed, but not a lot of people talked about them. Many thought Ozark would come out of that side of the bracket, but they got upset by West Plains. And, you know, Hartville just, you know, was their job there. And here,
watching them yesterday against the Scissors, they kind of just, if they had an open shot to just take it, they'd take it early in the cycle. But Hartville yesterday executed their offense flawlessly.
Smith driving in, gets a foul called on Jordan O'Quinn, playing defense there. And the Eagles will be passing it in under the basket. Uses it to draw a foul. Flint, the trigger man for the Eagles.
And with sides going down, it'll be interesting to see what Coach Blancett does. You know, we've seen him lean to the bench a lot this season, but he might have to give people like Mathan Ajayi, Logan Presson, and Jalen Liddell even more minutes.
Hartville the other way. You know, in the past years, they would like to hold the ball a lot, but now with the shot clock, that kind of negates that. They got to put more shots up, which obviously has not affected them that much this tournament.
personally, I like the shot clock. You can't just hold the ball for a minute in the possession. It makes you have to run your offense a lot faster.
Rebounded by McKnight. It's Flint coming on the other end. Kellis, he had the hot hand yesterday. Steps back. Mid-range jumper is good for Ty Kellis.
Ty Kellis does a great job of just playing at his pace. He can get around you to play super fast, but he can slow himself down just as well. He's just a very fluent player.
I agree. Doesn't get sped up by the defense. Here he gets a tip, and it's saved by Smith on the far sideline. It's Kellis going all the way for the bucket. And Kellis gets the first 4 points of the game for Nixa. Timeout Hartville. Just got to show a lot more urgency there. For sure there, especially when the ball's tipped away like that.
And credit to Smith for the hustle play. Smith saving the ball and led with an easy fast break.
30-second timeout was called by Hartville. Only 4 points scored. 2.5 minutes into the ball game, all scored by Ty Kellis.
And Ty Kellis was a big factor last game. We saw him knock down, I believe, 3 or 4 threes in the beginning of that second half. Really got the Nixa Eagles defense, offense going.
Man, Nixa will try to look for that offense, though, as Adam McKnight hit 1,000 points last game against Branson, had a 30-point game as well, averaging well over 25 this season. Working on McKnight is Hartville. That was number 20, Gus Sinning. Nixa gets the rebound and forces a foul called on Hartville.
It'll be interesting to see how Hartville handles the big man duo, McKnight and McCoy. Looking down at the court, it seems like they have a very big height advantage. On the roster says 6'3". I don't believe any of them are over 6'1". It'll be interesting to see how they defend McKnight and McCoy.
Here's McKnight, fadeaway jumper off the backboard, just rolls out. And it's Hartville going the other way. Boone Garrison pulls it back out, swung around the top of the key. Sinnings over. Far wing three is good. Mason Cogdill from beyond the arc.
And that's the shot that they like to get going in the Zizzers game yesterday. You'd see them just kind of get off to these runs. They'd hit a couple threes in a row and start getting momentum.
Into Sinnings and finishes all the way at the hole. Sinnings swings it back over, driving inside. Blancett wanted a foul, or a travel, excuse me. And here they are, kind of slowing it down, playing the game at their pace. Sinnings driving in left side on McKnight, and a foul will be called, I believe, on McCoy reaching in.
You're exactly right with them playing at their own pace. Nixa has done a great job of being able to speed up their opponent. Nixa likes to play pace. Nixa has done a great job of being able to speed up their opponent. Nixa likes to play fast. And they've been able to just, set the pace, but Hartville just not speeding up, not trying to, rush anything. They're just going to keep
it. Anyway, Mason Cogdill with all of Hartville's points so far this game. Smith gives it for McKnight, top of the key, tries a three-pointer, just off the mark and rebounded by Sinnings.
And that's a shot we didn't see at all last night. He had 30 off of, purely inside. He's a very physical player.
Three-pointer is good for Truitt Coriel. And now Hartville finds themselves ahead for the first time this game after trailing 4-0 to start. On a 5-0 run now, McKnight, good move inside, got held a bit, passes it up for Kellis into the corner. Liddell, see who it goes to, and it will stay Nixa basketball. .16 on the shot clock. Flint passing it in. Kellis in the corner, gives it back up, back his way. Kellis 3, just short.
So far, Hartville's done a great job on Adam McKnight. Settle for some shots.
Another three-point attempt is good for Boone Garrison. I mean, Hartville on fire from 3 to start this game.
And that's something that gave them trouble in that Lee Summit game. You know, Nixa sometimes struggles to get out there on the three-point shooters.
Bad pass from Flint. In transition is Cogdill. Going up and blocked by Flint. They'll say foul, though. And Cogdill will head to the line to shoot 2. Bad start for Nixa here, coming out the Hartville timeout.
And Nixa just, you know, not being able to play at their pace, so used to that speed. And Hartville, I mean, credit to them. They're playing amazing defense. You know, they're being very patient on offense. They're letting themselves kind of be patient, just settle down.
Cogdill hits the first free throw. Second one good as well. 13-6 now. Eagles in a drought. 10-0 run for Hartville. Smith's floater won't go.
Nixa getting good looks. It just doesn't seem that anything can fall. Just off to a slow start.
Top of the key, Sinnings, hands off. Another three-point attempt, it's good. Truitt Coriel with his second 3 of the game, forces a timeout and a 13-0 run gives Hartville a 10-point lead, 16-6 over Nixa.
You know, they're going to have to start getting into these shooters. That was a big problem that Lee Summit game already said. They're going to have to get around these screens and really get into those shooters because they're getting on offense. You can't be as stagnant. You know, they mostly relied on the McKnight getting, but so far they haven't done a great job of that. They just kind of passed the ball around, not got any entry passes, and they're running a 4-out one in, but you're not getting the ball in. You're all stagnant, and that's what's led to.
Lots of teams run that zone against Nixa. Coach Blancett changes it up here. Logan Pressa for the Eagles. Get some three-point shooters in for Nixa. This Hartville defense, Liddell swinging around the arc now. It's in the hands of Kellis. Fed inside McKnight on Sinnings. Bumped. Kick out. Too strong. Fought for and rebounded by Hartville. It's Cogdill going inside on Flint. Step through. Puts up a shot and it cannot connect. Flint going in transition. Fade away. Just off the back iron. Rebounded by McKnight. Goes up and fouled by Cogdill.
So far, Nixa's coming out a little bit flat. You know, they'll get good looks, just can't seem to convert them. But if they can get Adam McKnight going, that's their hidden weapon. Well, not hidden, just their main weapon offensively. Had 30 last night, which led them to the win. But Hartville so far has done a great job of containing McKnight.
Something McKnight did well last night, shooting the free throws. Here he hits the first one, and we welcome Colt McCoy back to the floor for Jalen Liddell. Definitely going to be rotating those guards around with sights out.
And we might see them, you know, with Hartville not being the biggest team, might still go back to that, you know, the almost all guards lineup that was so great on this press.
Here they are in the press. Hartville's got to get it across the line, forces a timeout out of Hartville coach Brett Reed. Be a 30-second timeout. Minute 3 left in the first quarter. Hartville up 16-8 over Nixa. We'll be back in just a short moment. back from the Hartville timeout. Minute 3 left. Hartville leads by 8, and they will have the ball trying to go against this Nixa press. It was working. That's what forced them to call the timeout.
And Nixa's press has, been their thing this whole season. It requires a lot of, tenacity and running around everywhere. But Nixa does a great job. They have a lot of athletic players on their team.
Sinnings goes inside on McCoy. McCoy rises up with him, forces a missed shot off the contest, and McKnight will bring down the rebound. Full head of steam going right into Sinnings, and that will be a block. And don't think he was set there, but definitely a good attempt. Fourth foul for Hartville, so it'll be a bonus for Nixa for the rest of the first quarter with 33.1 left on the clock. McKnight back at the free throw line, hits the first one.
And that's a good sight to see if you're, the Eagles. McKnight's struggled at the free throw line these past couple games, but in the last 2, he's definitely cleaned it up.
4 for 4 now on the night. He has all of Nixa's free throws so far. The press now, they break it in the middle to O'Quinn. 23 left, shot clock turned off, and it's looking like they're going to hold it here for the last shot of the quarter.
Credit to the Hartville coach for that press breaker, throwing every single one of them back. Just allows them to work this ball around with only 3 Nixa defenders up front.
Gus Sinnings' turnaround jumper won't go. McKnight with 2 on the clock, going coast to coast. Double clutch at the buzzer is short, and that is how a 13-0 run to take the lead. But Nixa fighting back here with McKnight's past free throws, 16-10 going into the second quarter. We'll be back in just a moment. Break Southern Bank Arena here, coming to you in just a moment. Championship here in the 2025 blue and gold. And the Hartville Eagles find themselves up 6 over the Nixa. Eagles find themselves up 6 over the Nixa Eagles after 1.
And Nixa so used to forcing those turnovers. So far, just 0 on the day. Hartville done a great job just keeping the ball out of the defenders' hands. Nixa mainly runs their offense through those fast breaks, those turnovers, but so far haven't been able to get anything.
Just 1 point off a turnover. Sinnings driving inside on McKnight, finds his dribble, puts up a hook shot, and it rolls around, misses. Fought for under the basket by McKnight and Hayden Johns. We'll call a foul on Hayden Johns of Hartville.
Nixa very used to that zone defense I've seen, with teams just being afraid of that inside game getting going. But Hartville so far has played a lot of man, clearly like their matchups, and it's been working.
Press in three-pointer, just rolls around and misses. And Sinnings, so far I think he's done a good job down low on McKnight rebounding-wise. McKnight fights for those rebounds a lot, but he's a big dude down there, standing at 6'3", and
I mean, definitely, he looks like a big, strong player. You know, they like to run with that pick and roll, but as you saw right there, he plays brick walls. You can just tell by the, you know, his body type. He's a very strong player, and he's giving McKnight trouble.
Another thing they like to do with McKnight, they'll bring on some extra help here. 2 guys on him, puts up the shot and can't get it to fall. You know, he's faced that all tournament, just these teams bringing 2-3 guys over. You get on him so he can't put up a shot. They know what Nixa is trying to do. Pull up Adam McKnight. It's Flint bringing it down.
But back to what you were saying about, you know, McKnight drawing a double, triple team. He's going to need to start kicking the ball out more. I mean, so far, he's trying to be very physical. The shots haven't been dropped, but he's been getting to the free throw line. But if he can draw that double team and then just start kicking the ball out and then start hitting threes, you know, it could give this offense some life.
Ball went out of bounds, stays Nixa basketball. 17 left on the shot clock. Kellis, also a guy that got going early in this game. They'll definitely want to get him scoring as well. McKnight with the left hand through the contact. His second bucket of the game. He's up to 8.
It seems like Nixa's going to go back to this press. You know, with them not being in their press breaker, it seems like it's going to give them a little bit of trouble.
They break it, though. Just enough time. Boone Garrison brings out in here. I mean, multiple times, shot clock down to 15. They have 35, stolen away by the Eagles, however.
But like we were saying, they've done a great job just not panicking. You know, you see the shot clock hit by 8, 7, and they'll start running their offense and look for the best shot instead of just chucking something up.
Kellis working on Garrison, falls to the ground, and that's going to be a travel on Ty Kellis. Just slipped there. And Braylon Smith will head into the game for Logan Presson. Nixa now in the press. Inbound to Garrison. Got to find something. Throws it all the way down to Gus Sinnings past half court. And he will slow it down. Back to Garrison. Garrison coming off the screen, wanted Sinnings, kicks to the corner instead. O'Quinn, three-pointer is good.
That's just been their shot all night. The Eagles are going to start having to get into those shooters. I mean, we talked about it a lot today. That's their biggest problem against Lee Summit. Ended up costing the game are those three-pointers.
McCoy inside, gets fouled, going aggressively at the rim, and draws a foul.
And that's what they're going to need to get going. You know, inside game's been their thing all year. And so far, Hartville, I mean, credit to Gus Sinnings. He's doing a great job down low, just keeping these Nixa big men in check.
McCoy hits the first free throw. Second one good as well. It's 21-14 after McCoy's free throws. The Eagles are 6 for 6 from the line so far, and all of them have been shot by their big men. So definitely an improvement there. Hartville is 2 for 2 as well.
Hartville so far with his Nixa press. You know, Nixa
kicked out Sinnings three-pointer off the mark.
But Nixa's press all year has been able to force turnovers, but Hartville's done a great job just working it around, swinging the ball around fast, not letting them trap.
McKnight, fadeaway jumper from 15, just rolls out, and there's a foul called under the basket. I believe McCoy was fighting for it, and they'll say he grabbed his arm. It's on Hayden Johns, his third foul of the game.
Looking at this Hartville roster, not a very deep team. But there's only 9. We haven't seen a lot of subbing. They clearly like to keep their guys in. If Nixa could just keep subbing in and out their point guard position, you know, leaning to someone like Matthew Ajayi, Jalen, you know, they could tire out this Hartville team.
Kellis going in, gets an offensive foul called on him. He didn't like that call. Oh, it kind of seemed like a call you just make up for the one down low on McCoy. Not a lot of contact there. Cross-court pass, and I mean, it's multiple times now. It's just, they're breaking this Nixa press too easy. Flint pokes it around. Looked like a steal. They'll say it's a reach, though. Hit all ball.
But like you were saying with this Hartville press breaker, they can just fire that ball across court. You know, you see a lot of teams throw these rainbow passes. It's just easily picked off by someone like Randy or Braylon. But so far, they've been able to just fire the ball around the court. And it's been giving the Nixa defense a lot of trouble.
Sennings at the top of the key, guarded by McKnight, comes off the screen. Garrison three is good. I mean, these guards for Hartville have been lighting up the three-point line. They're up 10 now once again.
And Hartville doing a great job of just running their shooters off screens. You'll see there, they're going to have to start getting over those screens or maybe switching.
Flint three-pointer is good. Responds to Garrison. And I was thinking, you know, these Flint, they're just leaving them open from three multiple times. Sennings catches the ball out of bounds. That'll be a Hartville turnover, but Flint, I mean, they're leaving them open. I want to see him shoot these because we know he can hit them.
Exactly. They're very focused on McKnight and that inside game, and we've seen that a lot. That opens up that
player control foul called on Flint. His third foul of the game, and Liddell will have to come in for him. I mean, that just looked like basketball to me. It went into him hard. I mean, he fell over, but
I mean, so far, definitely can't touch anyone, is what the refs are saying. You have to keep your hands off him at all times.
Both teams got to adapt to that. Here, it's tipped away by McKnight. Smith in the open court. They're going to leave him wide open, lane to the basket, gets fouled, going up. I mean, kind of a smart foul there from Hartville. They get a wide open layup if they don't hack him there.
Jones is whistled with his first personal. That's the team's fourth foul.
Smith at the free throw line. Like we mentioned at the start, he started this game for Owen Seitz. Broken wrist. Will be out for a good chunk of the foreseeable future.
And Braylon so far this tournament has really stepped up and, you know, showed the coaches what he can do. He's gotten a lot more minutes. He's great defensively on that press. He's a very fast defender. He can get his hand on that ball. But also on offensively, he's a great playmaker. We've seen him do these flashy passes, and it's almost unguardable.
And here he is getting active on defense all over Boone Garrison. They leave him, swung over. Near wing kicks it back to the top of the key. Nixa here trapping everything. Three-pointer is short and rebounded by Jalen Liddell.
Something we haven't seen from the Eagles a lot this season is a zone. They went to a 2-3. They're going to try to get out on these shooters, having those people up top at all times.
Inside, McCoy through the contact, finishes strong at the rim. Eagles only down, or Nixa Eagles only down by 3 now.
And the Eagles finally starting to force those turnovers and speed up the Hartville Eagles. So far, Hartville had their way. But now that the Eagles are starting to hit shots.
Quinn, deep three. It is pure far wing. That has been his shot today. He's 2 for 2 from there now.
And they seemingly can't miss from the three-point line.
Foul called on Liddell. So Ajayi will come in for him. Lancet did not like that.
Personally,
I mean, I just don't know what else Liddell's supposed to do there. Going to set a screen. He's fighting through it. And Liddell gets chipped, and then they called on him.
With Ajayi coming into the game, very long defender with his arms. You know, I believe he has a 6'5", 6'6" wingspan. They're only 6 foot right there.
There it is. Jumping in the air, gets the steal and fouled at half court.
And that's what he provides. You know, that long wingspan combined with the great hand-eye coordination, just very fast hands. And he can get his hand on the ball that you wouldn't even expect him to.
And the Eagles in the bonus now. Ajayi at the free throw line. First free throw just rims out for Ajayi. Second one is up and good. 50% from the line now for Jai. Just the Eagles' first miss from the free throw line this game, 9 for 10.
And that's definitely a great sight to see. I mean, this game can come down to just some free throws, and they've been hitting them tonight.
McCoy was at the top of this zone for Nixa. Now it's a Jai, and it looks like they're going to just trapping everything, trying to speed up this Hartville team. Here's a Jai again, getting a hand on the ball. Rebounded by Hartville, though. Kellis goes up and blocks it off the backboard. They call a foul down low.
Great play from Ty Kellis, saving the easy bucket. But if you're the Eagles, I mean, they're so used to that rebound advantage. They've been doing a great job all year getting those offensive rebounds. But so far, Hartville getting a lot of second chance points.
First free throw is off the mark from Brock Jones. Ignore my voice crack. Second one is good. Makes it a 6-point lead for Hartville. Well, just over a minute left on the clock. Smith driving inside all the way through the lane, and with his left hand kisses it off the glass. Good take from Braylon Smith, sophomore guard.
And Braylon definitely stepping up for the absence of Owen. Not playing with any fear and just very confident.
Kellis steals the ball in the open court and gets the open layup as well. Off the steal, and here they are. This is what they want. Force those turnovers and get points off of them. Good move from Garrison. Breaks the press, though.
Nixa switching up that press a little bit. You saw them breaking it with a bunch of skip passes, but they're bringing everyone up a little bit more, eliminating that. It has caused a bunch of turnovers and put the Eagles back in this game.
9 seconds between shot and game clock. Throws up a three-pointer, and it won't go. Rebounded by Ty Kellis. Shot clock turned off. 15 left in the half. Nixa down by 2.
Seeming that they'll take that last shot. Just try to get a little bit more momentum coming into the half.
Kellis coming off the screen, working inside through the lane. Ball stripped away. He picks it back. Reverse layup. To the rim from Ty Kellis. Great way to end the half. Nixa, and they will 28-28 goal division.
And he's been the guy that's gotten the Eagles offense going. You know, 8 already.
We'll call the counts, call Callahan. Thank you, Callahan Heating and Cooling. We'll call the counts, call Callahan. Thank you, Callahan Heating and Cooling, for sponsoring.
Hartville being able to break it so easily in the beginning, that's what kind of led to the Eagles being stagnant. But once it started to get going, so did, they brought it back up to the court where they were tied. They started off very, slow. And so did, they brought it back up to the court where they were tied. They started off very, slow and stagnant.
Just in a moment. Yeah, the Eagles definitely using that press with Braylon Smith, Randy Flint. Randy Flint does have 3 fouls, though, so that's something they'll have to watch. But it's definitely something that started working for them. We want to take a moment and say thanks to JJ Romines with Country Financial. Me and Evan here are actually, and Miller McCoy, our other Nixa LIVE guy here, we're actually commentating here in their suite. So be a little laggy. We apologize for that as well. We're just trying to do our best with what we have.
Something we're seeing is Matthew Ajayi is going to start off the quarter. We saw him come in, make a bunch of, getting his hands on the ball, got a steal, then a tip pass. With him just being such an impact defensively, we're going to see him get a lot more minutes.
Here he is at the top of this zone. 3-2, excuse me. Fadeaway jumper won't go, and it's rebounded by McCoy.
I think you were right when you said the zone. It looked like a 2-3.
But they were switching off of it. That's why I thought it might have been man.
But yeah, they're going to try to eliminate those 3-pointers with trapping everything, and that's the thing that kept Hartville, put them up so early. I mean, I believe they've only missed one that entire half.
Smith threw the ball away, and Hartville will have it now.
It seems like they're dropping to avoid them getting that entry pass to the top of the key.
They're working Braylon Smith now. Get a drive, penetrates, kicks it out. And slowed down by Garrison. 8 on the shot clock. Garrison coming around, feeds the corner. O'Quinn misses his first 3 of the day, and it's rebounded by Ty Kellis. Finally, they missed a 3. They've been on fire so far.
And even with that shot clock winding down, we didn't see them panic and try to speed it up. They kept it at their own pace.
Step back. Ty Kellis is called a travel. I mean, I think I watched him do that exact same move earlier in the game, so I don't know what changed there. Matthew Ajayi comes out of the game here, and Flint comes back in. Like we said, he's playing with 3 fouls.
With Flint being their main defender, those long arms mixed with the athleticism he has, him being in foul trouble is definitely going to change the way he plays.
Here he's coming out on the shooter, and it is good. Truitt Coriel has only 3-pointers, up to 9 points.
And they are feeling themselves today. It's a big problem for the Eagles. We saw with Matthew Ajayi going in, it definitely made it harder with those long arms, being able to get on those tip passes.
McKnight goes up on Gus Sinning and hits the 2.
But with Randy being in foul trouble, they're going to push him back a little bit more than we're used to. You'll see, if we normally see him at that second level, here, constantly trapping, but now he's back at half court.
The second level going in on Smith. Can't get it to go. Gets his own offensive rebound. Sinnings loses it, and Nixa will take over. Flint crossing the timeline, swings it over. Kellis picked up and given to McCoy inside. Aggressively moving to the hole and gets the 2-point bucket.
With Gus Sinning on McKnight, McCoy with a big size mismatch on Mason Cogdale. If they can start abusing that and then getting that inside game going, that will open up that outside game, which we haven't seen a lot of from the Eagles.
Here, Nixa with their first lead since halfway through the first quarter. That 3-pointer was blocked by McKnight. Forced an errant shot, and it's Flint. And McKnight inside, kicks it out. Thought he got fouled, and Smith controlling. And Flint driving baseline, kicks it off for McCoy, puts it up, can't get it to fall. McKnight fighting under the basket, and they call a jump ball.
And watching Blancet, you saw him just trying to, signaling to Randy, just push the pace. You saw they're kind of, talking to the refs, and he wanted to push the pace to maybe get a fast break layup.
Cross-court pass, Coriel gives it back to Garrison at the top of the key. He tries a three, and it's off the mark.
And you saw there with Truett Coriel, I mean, Ty Kellis just jumped at him. He'd rather have anything but an open shot.
Colt McCoy is found under the basket off a good pass and transition. Eagles now up by 3. Still bringing on the press. McKnight draws a charge on the far sideline, and it'll be heading the other way for the Eagles. It's the first foul called this whole quarter.
It's a little shaken up on that, but credit to McKnight for putting his body on the line. You've seen him do it a lot this season.
Halfway through the third, Eagles find themselves ahead by, or the Nixa Eagles find themselves ahead by 3. I got it, getting used to it still. 2 Eagles fighting. Weird shot from Smith. Air balls, and it's brought down by Hartville, kicks it out. And they're like, why? I don't know if he should have slowed that down. He had a fast break, possibly get fouled there.
Definitely a little skittish right there. I don't know why he wouldn't just go up and do the contact. Has a foul called
on McCoy.
That's definitely making a statement. You can't put your hands on anyone. And we'll see Matthew Ajayi come back into the game. We saw him earlier, very effective on that Nixa zone with those long arms. The mix of Randy and Matt, that could be a very dangerous duo up top.
Yeah, here they are up top. Give him to O'Quinn. Working around the arc, Flint went for the steal, causes some penetration, swung in the corner now. It's inside, poked away by McCoy. McKnight diving for the ball. It stays in Hartville possession.
And both Flint and Ajayi, very lengthy defenders. They have very long arms, almost very similar on the defensive end.
3-pointer is no good. Offensive rebound, though. Foul by Colt McCoy, and 1 finish for Cogdill.
Right there, just something the Eagles aren't used to. Hartville done a great job on that offensive rebound and getting a lot of second chance points.
Smith comes right back in the game for Ty Kellis.
Mason Cogdill at the line to shoot 1.
Cogdill at the line. Hits his 3rd free throw of the night. Tie game now here in Great Southern Bank Arena.
And so far this game, we've seen a lot of great free throw shooting. I believe both teams are shooting 90% so far.
Flint driving inside, gets his man to jump and kisses it off the glass for 2. Good move inside from Flint. He's up to 5 so far tonight. Ajayi, good hustle on the near sideline, and timeout called by Hartville. One thing I want to talk about, I'm very confused why Gus Sinning is a ball handler for this Hartville team. I mean, he's gotten ripped by these Eagles multiple times. He's their big guy down there. I'd put him in the middle maybe to catch that pass and try to throw it down as he's stronger with the ball.
You're exactly right. The Eagles have done a great job, recognizing that weakness. They trap him every single time, and as you said, they rip him. But these Eagles defenders just being able to get their hand on the ball, it's just giving the Hartville some trouble trying to break that press.
This timeout was brought to you by Elite HVAC 417, providing the Ozarks with honest, dependable heating and cooling service. From seasonal tune-ups to full system installs, Elite HVAC 417 keeps your home running efficiently and comfortably all year long. When your comfort's on the line, trust the Elite team. Thank you, Elite HVAC, for sponsoring the game tonight. We'll be back. Back from the Hartville timeout, drawing up something for this press. Kellis is back in the game for Nixa, who takes out Matthew Ajayi.
And we were just talking
Boone Garrison with 13 on the shot clock. Flint defending, finds O'Quinn back up top. Shot clock winding down at 5. Good defense, forces up a deep 3, and it's good. Oh my goodness, Mason Cogdill on fire. His 13th point of the night and hits that deep 3.
Such a tough shot. I mean, very hard to guard. But something we've talked about a lot is how they just don't lose their composure even when, you know, the pressure's on with that shot clock.
McKnight working on Sinning, fading away and can't hit, although it's McCoy. And they'll say an offensive foul. No one was around Colt McCoy. That's his 3rd foul of the game. I mean,
it's an interesting call. And almost like you can't even touch him.
Well, here's Hartville with possession. Here again, full court pass, and it's Flint with the steal.
And that skip pass has been a great thing for them today. They're breaking that Eagles press. They just get a good skip pass, but right there, a little bit of an errant throw.
Kellis gives it to McKnight at the top of the key. Back over for Flint. Takes the screen from McKnight, driving inside all the way to the rim, and one off the glass. Randy Flint finishing through the contact.
And one of Flint's best components of his game is that just being able to just speed up that quick first step. It's so deadly. It's very hard to defend. You'll see him just, you know, go from 0 to 100 so fast, and no one can really keep up with him.
Flint hits his free throw, shooting over 90% on the season. And a very reliable guy from the line for Nixa. Here they get past the press. It's O'Quinn. Sinnings, going in and misses the wide open layup. And Nixa will bring down the rebound. Flint moving inside, all the way to the rim, dumps it off for McCoy, but I mean, Flint had a wide open layup there, and there he hits the ground, beating himself up for that.
But this game, so far, it's going to come down to those little things. You know, that missed layup from Gus. You know, it's who can make the least amount of mistakes.
Eagles find McCoy on the inbound. Flint brings it out, driving inside on Sinnings. They got the mismatch they wanted, and they abuse it with Colt McCoy, who is wide open inside for 2. There, they got the switch, and I mean, no one else there can guard McCoy on this Hartville team.
And McCoy getting going in the second half, a lot of the points on the inside.
Sinnings loses the ball. McKnight gets his hands in there, and they're going to call it jump ball. It'll be going the Eagles' way. The turnover on Hartville, their 9th of the game.
With Preston coming in, they might look for more of that three-point shooting, and we might see them go back to that, you know, smaller guard lineup to get into that press to force some more turnovers and build it into this lead.
23 left on the clock. Shot clock turned off here. Nixa Eagles up by 4 over the Hartville Eagles.
They're going to go for this last shot. You might see a Wildcat Randy. Kellis, step back 3, just short, rebounded by Smith. Smith wanted a foul. They call it travel, but clearly got hit in the air, and that's kind of what made him I don't even think
double clutch on a shot.
I don't even know if he had the ball when he came down, though. I don't know what the ref saw
dumped that off
there.
for McKnight.
I don't know what the call was.
Very questionable there. 0.9 left on the clock, and they'll throw a full court shot up that is off the mark. So after 3, the Nixa Eagles lead the Hartville Eagles 41-37 for the Gold Division Championship here at Great Southern Bank Arena. The game will be decided in the 4th quarter. Come down to the wire. This moment for 4th quarter. quarter of the minutes here. Nixa by 4. Hartville had a double
jump out to that big lead.
Here, good passing inside from Hartville, and Cogville gets the 2-point bucket. Back and forth from both these Eagles teams. Flint finds Smith at the top of the key. Smith driving inside, able to keep his dribble, and kicks to Kellis in the near corner. Kellis spinning free over to Flint, and Smith tries a deep 3, just short. Fought for the rebound, and it's off McCoy. The Hartville basketball scoreboard will be down for just a moment, so please bear with us as that comes back up.
And just look how they break this press. We've seen in the past a lot of teams will just try to speed it up, and which will cause them to throw these turnovers, but Hartville taking their time. They're just kind of slowly working the ball up the court, and it's worked so far.
Sinnings kicks out.
And it's worked so far.
Sinnings kicks out one more. Coriel from 3, it's good.
And he's getting
12 points off 4 3-pointers.
And that's what's kept them in this game so far. Did a great job of working that ball around. You'll see them get that entry pass down low, and then a skip pass to that corner, and then just one more pass to the corner, or excuse me, a skip pass to the wing, and then a pass to the corner, and it's wide open every single time.
There, McKnight gets fouled. He's going to head to the free throw line. Thought he had his arm short.
11 for 12? Or
10 for 13 now. After that McKnight miss on the second for 4-2. Second for 4-2. Coach Brock Blansett will call a full timeout. Coach Brock Blansett will call a full timeout for the Elite HVAC 417 timeout, serving the greater Springfield area. Elite game ready. Thank you for sponsoring the game tonight. 6 minutes 3 seconds left. Back in just a moment to decide who the Gold Division champion will be. Full timeout called by the Nixa Eagles. They have 3 left, and Hartville has 2 left in this game. Hartville will have the ball. 6 minutes and 3 seconds left on the clock.
With Hartville, being able to knock down those 3-pointers, it seems like they're going to drop back from that press and go back into that 2-3, which helped a lot when negating those 3-pointers. We might see someone like Matthew Ajayi come back in, who was doing a great job in that 2-3.
The Eagles going the other way. Kellis, near corner. Oh, just can't go. And it'll stay Eagle basketball.
And that's a shot they've been missing all night. You know, they haven't been able to knock down the three-pointers, and you know, for the Hartville Eagles, that's been their bread and butter so far. You know, that's what's kept them in this game, being able to just knock it down from three-pointer.
You know, I don't know if the Eagles have hit a three-pointer tonight. I can't remember when I believe Flint hit one, but I think that's it.
Yeah, but outside of that, it's definitely made them a little bit more stagnant. With them not being able to knock it down from range, they kind of just sit back and crowd the paint.
Flint getting on the ground, active on defense, and gets the steal for the Eagles. And here he is, right back in transition. Swings it over for Smith. Smith back out. Flint tries a three. It's good. Randy Flint, 2 for 2 from the three-point line tonight. He's up to double digits with 11.
Finally, one drops in. I believe that's the first one since the beginning of the third quarter. If they can start getting that shot going, Hartville's going to have to change up this defense.
Coming off the screen, swings to the corner to Coriel, and Nixa here getting out on these three-point shooters, like you said, a lot more. Stolen away by McCoy, and foul called. That's on McCoy. I mean, that was all ball.
I just don't see how you can call a foul right there. I mean, that was just beautiful defense. Took it right from him, and
that's just not a foul.
That's terrible.
There's no other way to put it.
I don't know what else to say there. That's not a foul.
Looked like he got all ball. Instead, it'll be Hartville passing it in. Although it's Smith on the other end, getting a tip. Shoved down by Boone Garrison. They'll get a fast break opportunity. Three from O'Quinn is good.
I mean, that just seemed blatant. Just completely threw him to the ground.
Hartville down by 3 now. Smith comes off the screen from McCoy, kicked out. Flint driving inside, step back, 15-footer is pure.
And Flint has had the last 3 buckets for the Eagles. He's been doing a great job working off that earlier, just going from 0 to 100. I mean, instantly. It's very hard to keep up with someone like that.
Kicks out. Good closeout from Smith. Three-pointer. Coriel, too strong and rebounded by Flint. I mean, that closeout from a up in 3. Charge called on Randy Flint, and I mean, it just seems like these Nixa guys can't do anything driving in. Flint's 4th.
And looking at this Hartville,
misses him. Kellis retains possession. McCoy gives it to McKnight. He's got a one-on-one inside and fouled from the side. I think that'll be on Boone Garrison, but we'll see. Maybe they give it to Cogdill.
with these Eagles getting in foul trouble, that's huge for Hartville.
And they do give it to Cogdill. That's his 4th foul of the game.
Second Hartville foul.
Hartville coach upset. He wanted that on his other guy with 1 foul. Flint, the trigger man, finds McKnight in the corner. 3 minutes left. It's McCoy inside, going through the contact. And a travel called on Colt McCoy.
Seems like they can't really do anything.
Hartville coming the other way now. That's the Eagles' 7th turnover. Hartville I say only, has 14.
Even with those turnovers, though, they're still in this game.
A lot of it has been a product of Flint up top. Here, Kellis forces a miss, but Flint has been getting lots of steals tonight. Here, he'll slow it down. Nixa up 5 with 2:30 left to go.
And he's their main defensive aggressor with those long arms and then that fast twitch ability, just being able to get 2 passes.
And another travel called on McKnight there. It just seems like they're doing basic spin moves, and
I don't even know what to say.
they're trying to just pivot around down low. just not working out. Calling travels every time. Good rotations from Nixa. Doesn't allow the layup. Pull-up shot from O'Quinn is too strong and rebounded by McKnight. Here's Flint coming down, and Coach Brock Blancett will call a timeout.
It's a full
timeout called by the Nixa Eagles. 2:04 left in the game. Nixa leading Hartville 50-40. In just a moment to decide who will be the champion of the gold division in the 25 blue and gold. Over the Hartville Eagles. Thanks to Callahan Heating and Cooling, our fans enjoy comfort on and off. For all season long, whether it's heating in the winter or AC in the summer, they're the ones you call when comfort matters. To Callahan Heating and Cooling for sponsoring the game. That'll be his fourth foul. Sponsoring the game. That'll be his fourth foul of the game.
A lot of players in foul trouble for both. See Randy and Colt both in foul trouble with 4, and then Sinnings and Cogdow.
Smith guarded by O'Quinn. He's working around the arc and throws it away. Tried to pass over to Flint, but a little bit of miscommunication. It'll be a Nixa turnover.
And looking at Hartville, almost no subbing has gone on this entire game. You know, they're very comfortable with their 5, and it's been working.
Flint getting all up in Boone Garrison's grill. He's got 4 fouls, though, so he's got to be careful. Swung to the corner. O'Quinn thought about the 3 over Kellis. Keeps it down instead. Working around the arc, driving inside on McKnight, and they call a foul on McKnight. His second foul of the game.
We've seen Hartville do a lot of 4 out, 1 in, but on that possession, they're just starting to swing this ball on 5 out.
Mason Cogdill line for Hartville to shoot 2.
Cogdill at the line. He's 3 for 3 from free throws tonight and stays perfect with that one. Look at the free throws. Nixa shot 13. Hartville with 6. Cogdill has shot 4 of those 6. Here he hits the second one as well. Hartville trails by 3. Flint near the logo. Crosses over, driving inside, pulls it back out. Coming off the screen. Took down half the shot clock inside McKnight, and just tackled by Gus Sinnings down low. I think that'll be his 5th foul.
That'll be a huge loss for Hartville. He's done a great job so far on having McKnight down low and not having that big presence. It's going to hurt them a lot.
And Gus Sinnings will foul out of this ball game. Been great inside, has 2 points on the night. That's what he'll finish with. And coming in to take his spot will be Hayden Johns.
Number 11,
Sining's only 2 points, but his physical presence down low has been very good for Hartville.
That's going to be a game changer, seeing how they're going to be able to match up
with McKnight and McCoy. And McKnight exploiting it immediately, goes up on Johns through the contact. And Coach Brock Blancett will call a timeout after that beautiful floater from Adam McKnight.
We've already seen the absence of Gus taking effect. McKnight instantly takes that smaller defender to the rim.
It's definitely something Hartville's going to have to overcome. Timeout called by Blancett. It was a full timeout.
Awards and trophy presentation to the Gold Division.
They overcame a 13-point deficit.
That's something we saw when Gus came out. The coaches for Hartville were just talking it over, just trying to figure out who they could throw in there that would be able to match up with the size of McCoy and McKnight. .3 left on the clock. Hartville will have the ball. Some guys in foul trouble for Nixa. Randy Flynn has 4. Colt McCoy has 4. Mason Cogdill, the leading scorer, with 17 for Hartville, is playing with 4. But even with those 4 fouls, we see Randy's just
stolen away by Kellis. Kellis in transition, fouled going up for the layup. Costly turnover for Hartville, and if Kellis can hit these, I mean, that is horrible spot to throw a turnover in.
Which time Ellis in line for Nixa. He'll shoot 2.
Kellis' first free throw of the night is good. Puts him up to 11. Second one is just short. And stays Nixa basketball after fighting for the rebound. Hartville needed that rebound, definitely, especially after the Kellis miss.
It's just those little things that are going to kill them, and not throwing that turnover. You've seen a couple missed layups, and then right there just not being able to get that rebound.
Kellis fouled after getting the inbounds. That's on Mason Cogdill, so he'll foul out of this game as well. Cogdill will leave the game tonight with 17. Been big for Hartville tonight. Coming in is number 25, Brock Jones.
Number 25, Brock Jones in for Hartville.
The 6'3" senior Cogdill did all he could tonight, leading the Eagles in scoring. Kellis at the free throw line. Nails the first free throw. I mean, this place here at Great Southern Bank Arena is, these seats are starting to fill up. So as this game goes on, whole lower bowl is almost filled up. Top starting to get people there as well. Ty Kellis is the second free throw as well.
Definitely a great atmosphere for this championship game, and they've been a huge part of this.
Coriel thought about the 3. It's Garrison instead. Just gets the bounce and hits the 3 for his 9th point of the night. Makes it a 5-point lead for Nixa.
It's a
full timeout called by the Hartville Eagles.
And that's big time. It looked like it might have been the nail in the coffin with the Ty Kellis free throws. They're putting back within 5
on the clock. No more shot clock left in this game. We'll be back to see Smith will be the trigger man for Nixa with 19 seconds left. Fouled shortly after that by Jordan O'Quinn. Smith had the ball, so he'll head to the free throw line.
If you're the Eagles, you just got to get your best free throw shooters in the game. You know they're going to foul you instantly. They don't have enough time to try to wait it out and maybe get a backcourt or a turnover.
Smith can't connect on the first free throw. And we saw free throws in the third place game before this. It was the blue division. It was Republic and Glendale. Elijah Davis hit 3 clutch free throws to win the game for them. Here, Smith hits the second one, which shows how important free throws can be. Coming down, Corey Truriel kicks it out, and it's rebounded by McCoy off the missed 3. And it's looking like the Eagles are Nixa Eagles are gonna be able to close it out here. They can hit these free throws.
And if he can knock these down, I do believe you're right. Might be the nail in the coffin. And what a successful tournament for the Eagles. They've been just playing great basketball, coming out that loss to Lee Summit. Really lit a fire under them. They blew out most of their teams since 2.
McCoy misses the first free throw, though. He was 2 for 2 before that.
And what was a great free throw shooting performance for the Eagles is kind of down to the wire, missing a few. You're now 14 for 20.
Second one will fall.
Timeout Nixa. Full timeout.
Coach Brock Blancett will call his last timeout of the game with 9.3 seconds left on the clock. I mean, just trying to tell his guys what to do, get them in the right defense where they don't foul or let up a 3.
I think you're exactly right. You know, he's probably just trying to tell them not to do anything stupid. Just don't make a mistake that could cause them to get back in this game.
See what comes out of this. And the Eagles, great turnaround blue and gold tournament-wise. Last year, they were knocked out in the first round of Bolivar. Then they won the losers bracket. But, definitely not what you wanted. And then that team rebounded so well off that loss. They went all the way to the state championship Final Four, where they got 3rd place. So, I mean, Eagles, this team the same way. They had that heartbreaker to Lee Summit that came over. They lost in overtime. And then they've come out looked better than they have all year. And
sometimes those close losses are better than that, that close win. Because we talk to people like Owen Sides, Mathen, Jai, losing those close games can sometimes light a fire under you. And
foul called on Braylon Smith.
Next is foul number 4, Braylon Smith.
5.6 left in the game after that foul. Hartville will be in the bonus if Nixa commits one more. Coming off. Deep 3 off the mark. Rebounded by Flint. And the buzzer will sound. And the Eagles are back on top of the blue and gold. Nixa defeats Hartville 57-50 to become champions of the gold division in the 2025 blue and gold.
The Eagles battled back. We saw it in the Lee Summit game. They've done a great job this year just handling adversity. Down 13, off to a very slow start, but they did not give up. They didn't hang their heads. They fought until the final whistle.
Here, Hartville, some great performance from them. I'd say definitely a smaller school than Nixa, but just comes up short. Nixa overcoming a 13-point deficit, led by the starting 5, McKnight with 13, Kellis 13, McCoy 11, and Randy Flint with 13. They've been some of the leading scorers for Nixa all year, and here they don't do anything different.
Exactly. Credit to Hartville, like you said, smaller school, but we're able to battle with a team like Nixa. That's a very promising sign for the rest of their season.
So here, the Nixa Eagles. The Nixa Eagles are going to be presented with the 80th annual Blue and Gold Division trophy here in just a moment. But you just look at the game. I think turnovers definitely lost the game for Hartville 15 to Nix's 9. And we know Nixa likes to turn those turnovers into points.
And that's something we've seen all year. They've done a great job of just making teams make mistakes, and that's what's winning them games. In the beginning, when Hartville jumped out to that big lead, you know, I believe they were winning the turnover battle, but you know, Nixa really flipped that script, changed up their press just a little bit to stop those skip passes that were killing them that entire first half. And it caused them to, as you said, that 15 turnovers. You just can't expect to win a game making that many mistakes.
And the Nixa Eagles will be presented with the Gold Division Trophy for the 80th annual Blue and Gold. They are champions once again. Thank you to everyone that tuned in tonight to see or to witness Nixa win the Gold Division once again. But from Great Southern Bank Arena, we say so long, and we will see you guys the next time the Eagles play. That'll be early in January. So stay tuned for that. But until then, from Evan Brett and Brady Richard, we say goodnight.